sort of this black band-aid thing on his hand, so he was tweeting that I was just like a muscle thing, he'd be all right. It does look like he's got some sort of aid. It looks like we're already getting into the game here. It's going to be Inferno as the first map. And we do have NaVi starting on the on the terrorist side, and TyLoo going to be starting on the CT side, so maybe a little bit of an edge for them. Already very aggressive in checking out apartments here. I think he may have even spotted a couple of people in second mid, so that's some easy and almost free information to get if you're playing on that CT side.
And it's a good thing he's so swift moving through there as well. I believe that was Mo making the play. But the fact that he's hanging out, managing to get through apartments, try and check second mid, just get that info, then back off, try to play it safe, because the rest of his teammates, they're waiting over on that B site. He's begun to rotate over as well, so soon you'll have 4 players waiting on B here to greet NaVi, who are currently just getting ready to go for the push. They've got to smoke 2 flashes, and the rest are rocking Kevlar. So this is going to be one just Hail Mary kind of push straight in there onto the site from NaVi, but TyLoo, they're so ready for it, Anders.
Yeah, we've been discussing this a couple of times, haven't we, about the Chinese coach potentially staying up all night early in the AM, just waiting and seeing NaVi demos, and they actually sacrificed Fancy on the question. Is NaVi, are they going to bite? It seems like they just might. They think that was the only man maybe here, and now they're going to try and push him, but there's another 3 waiting for them. They're running into a trap right now. It's going to be Mo opening up, taking down Zeus. Still more players waiting. The C set in the back line doing a lot of damage. Guardian very nearly dead. That's the bomb down as well. 40 seconds. Mo picking up another kill. It's DD coming up with Guardian, and Edward, the last man alive. 1 versus 4. What a plan from TyLoo. They sacrifice 1, and NaVi, they take the whole hook. It's going to be a very, very tough round. Edward doing his best, but somebody going to be winning the round here, and a great start for the Chinese.
And you can tell that NaVi, they probably giggled to themselves a little bit when that first guy died. They're like, hey, all right, they're nervous. We're going to be able to take this, boys. Let's go. Let's get this site. And then lo and behold, it's a trap the entire time. That's going to set NaVi back. That's going to get them doubting themselves a little bit here. It's like, okay, actually, hold on. We can't take things for granted. We actually have to take this team seriously right off the bat in this first round. So going into the second round now, TyLoo, they've got the money, and they actually go for 3 SMGs in this one. So just getting a little greedy here with the 2 rifles to back them, because NaVi have gone for the force buy on their side. So Tech-9s, Deagles, Kevlar, the whole kit and caboodle, and we're going to see when NaVi are going to make their play, because right now it's just Guardian kind of sniping around in mid, hoping to get lucky through that smoke.
Yeah, and TyLoo should know that this is coming as well, because the bomb wasn't planted, so it's a very, very easy read for them to do. On the other hand, smoke goes up, and no one is going to challenge it seems. But you gotta realize, from Navi's point of view, that one guy running out banana, for them, they just read that as an information play. They think, oh, someone wanted to see if we were going to go B or not, and we just killed him, so easy enough round from here on out. A nice trap being set up.
Oh, another trap being set up here. Shots being taken by second mid. They have no idea that Guardian is holding up close to mid, so in case somebody tried to peek out from Arch, Guardian was going to be ready to spring the trap again. NaVi trying to make their own mind game plays here. But for now, it's TyLoo stuck in a default setup, and there's only 2 players on this B site. And once again, NaVi, they're about to come in through here, through the choke point. And Fancy, he's got that MP9. He needs to stay up close with it. That's going to be his, his angle. It seems like he wants to play it safe from new boxes, but with these SMGs, it's going to be a bit tough to snipe NaVi down. They're going to have to wait until they get close quarters, and then the Tech-9s can get into their faces. So this is a little dangerous here for TyLoo. The rotation has begun through CT. 25 seconds left on the clock for NaVi to make the push. And Fancy, he's giving away his position. He's going for the peak, trying to draw things out, and they will manage to get up the crossfire. 2 players down for NaVi, and the push comes in from somebody, and they're just getting wrecked, NaVi. It's all on Seized, and the best case scenario for him now is to get this bomb plant down. Attacker, don't think he'll be able to make it in time. So NaVi, at least they'll get the money out of this.
It's quite a good job from Seized, actually. He's still got the Tech-9 close range. The FAMAS is going to run him down. Still, I mean, considering what they just ran into and the pretty cool rotation that was coming out of TyLoo, they were swift to react there. At least they get the bomb plant on the NaVi side, so the investment, somewhat worth it. Getting a kill, getting a bomb plant, not the worst round, really.
It's very good work indeed, actually, coming in here from TyLoo. Thought that with the MP9, he'd want to hold close oranges, try and catch NaVi as they ran in, but instead, This is the thing with TyLoo, it's not like perfect nades that are coming out. They're always just so aware of their positioning, getting these crossfires set up. I mean, that is the best play you can go for on that B site, to hold behind new boxes, to put a man in dark. It means that NaVi have to run onto the site and then worry about 2 angles. And then TyLoo, they play it perfectly. They're each peeking one after another. They're just splitting up NaVi's attention, and that buys time for the rotation to come in from CT. I mean, it's just a joy to see how well TyLoo are playing right now on this CT side, and throughout this entire tournament so far.
Well, this time it's around without armor for the NaVi team, so should be a little bit easier for the TyLoo players to make sure they could get this one home. They have also hold on to 2 of the SMGs there from us on the rest, so be nice if they could stack up on some more money for those Molotovs later on the CT side. Very important stuff. Gonna be a little bit close here. Somebody caught in an awkward angle. Gets traded quickly. Good job on Zeus.
That's not quite good enough. FAMAS will get picked up by Zeus. He's still got that bomb as well. Minute left on the clock for NaVi as well. They don't need to commit to the A site just yet. And that's somebody getting a little ahead of himself, hanging around instead of backing off and trying to play it safe. So TyLoo, they will pay a little bit here in this round, but it's still a decent setup for TyLoo. They can still have the 2 players on the B site and 2 players playing from pit on A site. So it's going to be very difficult for NaVi to root the 2 players on the A defense out of there in case they, well, do decide to stay. Although Mo is changing up. He may be getting into Graveyard. They have been using that position quite a bit. That's Attacker who likes to play from there. Instead, it's actually, this is sick. Mo, he's going to be peeking into Arch. Perfect time to get the info. Spots out the first man, gets the second as well. And NaVi, they're going to commit to this A site. They don't have any time left. Zeus walks up, takes the fight, gets a headshot onto Attacker, who falls back, and now it's all on Guardian to get something done here with the P250. Might be able to pick up 1 kill, but he's just taking so much damage, and only 15 seconds left, so he needs to get out here. He needs to die. He cannot live past the time. He needs to get all the money. And nice, Attacker will find him in the end. So it's looking good so far for the CT side. They pick up the first 3 rounds.
And it's kind of important for Mo to go out and get the information, if nothing else, at Archway there, because if they manage to sneak too close to Little Pit, suddenly they get pincered in on that A-bomb side. So yeah, pretty good job. Sort of a, an uneventful round, but you can't expect too much when you don't have armor. Now Guardian already picking up the AWP, and Mo on the other team with his. So 2 ults in the 4th round on Inferno. Not every day we see that.
Well, now it's all about Guardian, the beast. And where did Mo come from? He took out Flamey. So aggressive opping from Mo actually pays off. First pick goes for TyLoo now. And again, the aggressive hold, but they are trying to control bottom banana here. TyLoo, again, fancy with that MP9, holding close in case NaVi try and rush around. But they are rotating an extra man over there to support him. That's going to be DD there to back him up. And now leaving 3 players on A. So once TyLoo get that strong start, once they figure out at least initially where NaVi are on the map, then they fall back into their default and they start counting on their players to come through, because Mo is now going to be the one holding Arch along with somebody.
You gotta expect Guardian is going to be hungry. He was at home watching the group stage when all of this was happening, couldn't play, ended up being Starks instead. Probably wants to get back in the action as soon as he can. Fancy going to be going down to Seized, and we are sort of running the clock down a bit low here. 45 seconds, of course, for NaVi. That is quite a lot of time. Somebody going to be close with it from us. He almost gets that kill on Edward, but not quite. A shot for Mo, though. But blind through the smoke, just remembering the position on the minimap, and that's obviously going to be perfect. Attacker going to be going down. Great crouch in, but Mo picks up 1 more kill as they try and crush, and that's Guardian going down. Now it's a 2-on-2 retake happening here for TyLoo. And if they could shut out NaVi right now, that would be such a good start for them, but it won't be easy. Zeus sneaking around and getting that kill. He's playing a very, very good game right now. And left alone, it's going to be DD 1 versus 2.
And he does catch out Zeus, but he's running out of time because Seized is playing from pit. It's going to take him so much time to actually root him out of there. Seized, not the kind of player who's going to make the mistake of over-peeking, of giving him an easy shot. Seized, if anything, will just go for the shoulder jiggle peeks, just trying to draw his attention off of that bomb. And so DD, the bomb is planted default, and he has no idea where Seized is playing from. And Seized, again, you can expect this from this level of player. He's just going to play this situation out perfectly. No chance for TyLoo in the end. Seized dies, but he doesn't care. NaVi, they pick up their first round. And all of that off of, I think, TyLoo really trying to make some plays. It seemed like they were really going for those flash plays. The aggressive push down banana, they got punished there. And then the arch play with the smoke right on the edge. I mean, it's all over the place here for TyLoo. They need to take a bit of a deep breath right now and just calm down.
Yeah, but at the same time, the guy pushing banana did have the SMG, so it's almost like they were also thinking, well, we can't just leave him holding the bomb side with the SMG. Let's try and see if he can't get some information. It's a real shame he didn't get that kill. And Mo did pick up a triple in that round. It really seemed like that could have worked out for them, but I think NaVi were allowed to get too close to the bomb site by the time they sort of realized that it was going to be an A push. They need more information, and look at this play coming out of NaVi. This is going to be super explosive. They're probably going to get flashed in from the middle. There's the first flash coming through, but Attacker there shutting down two, going for a third. It's going to be a headshot. He even wants a fourth. That might have been a bit greedy, but he does very well, and they should be able to close this round out. They've got the man advantage. The bomb is not down yet. In fact, it's in pit on Edward, and that might not be the best position here. TyLoo, they need to remember that the bomb has not been planted yet, and they have time to regroup here. Seized, finally picking up the bomb and trying to see if he can put that one down. But they got the time here.
TyLoo just need to pace themselves. You can see they're trying to change up. They're taking advantage of the clock, and they're looking to get that triangle close in here, that crunch onto the site. Edward, he is playing from pit, and this is a clever spot. With that smoke down, they might not think that he's going to be able to hit the shots, but Edward will pick off DD. Now it's down to somebody looking for the headshot. He's not going to find the spray on Seized. Seized shuts him down, and Seized through the box will end the round. And so now TyLoo, they have some questions. They have to figure out how NaVi are actually outplaying them, because that was so well done. Attacker again playing this position. I wasn't expecting him to be up on balcony once again, because we saw Zeus download him in the last round. 2 rounds, well, 3 rounds in a row now, Attacker's played from balcony. Zeus got caught the first time. Second time, he manages to take out Attacker, because he's like, okay, you're gonna catch me once, you're not gonna catch me from that spot again. The fact that he plays it a third time, it turns into like this game of chicken, where now Zeus is always gonna have to worry about him being up there. But this is going to be that round of eco coming in here for TyLoo. 2 rounds in a row means that their economy just is in shambles at this point, and so NaVi, they have a good chance to start getting a little bit of bank on the board, and that's Flamey basically going for the MAC-10. That's what he's telling you. He wants that $600 per kill. That's what he's hunting for with this SMG, as well as Edward. And it's gonna happen. There you go, cha-ching.
It's a pretty good start there. I think that retake we just saw from TyLoo's nice shot coming through. Almost manages to run into Seized and get that kill too. Attacker is inside, and are they gonna check it all the way? They are doing a pretty good job so far, and Seized, you're being thorough. I think practicing those retakes, you could tell that there was a lot of missed timing in what TyLoo were doing in that last round retake. That really, really hurts them.
So sick as well there, the little mind game, using the pistol drop just to draw somebody out if they were holding close to Arch. The noise of the pistol dropping, of the weapon swap, was just enough bait to get a reaction. But it is going to be TyLoo now. Moving on in, they don't have the money for Mo to get that AWP, which is a shame, because he's doing a lot of work for TyLoo so far. They do count on his AWP play, and he is one of those confident oppers on this map. We've seen it in the group stage. So for him to be down that op, basically what he needs to do is find Guardian, get a bit of a donation going here.
Yeah, it's scary with this kind of buy if you're on the TyLoo side, especially as NaVi have sort of really quickly tied out the scoreline. They need to shut them down, get the money away from them, and just make sure they can get up to a good 6 or 7 rounds early on here and take some of the confidence away. So I think they may have managed to just in the pistol round, but NaVi, they're such a hard team to mentally break. I mean, we always heard that there's a lot of sort of internal complaining, but they never seem to just sort of fully fall apart against these, I mean, I guess underdog teams, yeah.
I mean, that's fair. And I do like NaVi moving up on Banana. They know that they're going to be light on nades, TyLoo. And Guardian successfully baits out the nade in mid as well. So that's the last smoke grenade that TyLoo have to buy time with. And NaVi, they managed to clear out top Banana. They were keeping TyLoo, occupied over there, but now they can gather up towards A. The last nade is down. They're able to push through into apartments, and they're looking for a pick onto quad, and that might come to them. There is a man holding around the angle, and somebody, once again, with the flash in the mid, goes for the spray. This time around, however, he backs off. He's not going to get caught by Guardian, who's getting body blocked. They need to make up their minds. Do they go out through Boiler or not? Flamey getting in the way for just a second, but they are holding close, and this is a clever spot. If Mo just needs to keep calm, because this is a very nice off angle if they did push through, but NaVi, they're having none of it.
Look at the clock here, 20 seconds. DD can win this round just by killing the bomb planter now. This is going to be really, really tight. If they push through and they actually lose the bomb, and there it is, it goes down, it's Seized to drop it. Fancy with the early kill. 8 seconds left, they put the Molotov through, but there's just no time for this Guardian putting it down. Oh, they get the kill on DD, and the bomb is going to be planted. Almost the last possible second. NaVi, a classic round coming out of them. And now it's going to be another retake situation for TyLoo, which they've had a little bit of trouble with so far. Edward being very patient, and he's not quite going to be rewarded for it. Mo will take him down. Flamey and Guardian left, and Zeus is going to be going down there. There's a shot for Mo coming out, and they block each other again. Guardian is down. It's all on Flamey. He tries for the spray, but they're wrapping around him. He gets another headshot. Flamey! That's the ace. He's going to clutch the round. What a play!
That's right, and there's the clutch, and that's exactly what you expect from from this quality player, basically. Flamey. Yeah, that is it. I mean, he's playing the angle so well to turn that into a series of duels. But TyLoo getting a little ahead of themselves as well. I mean, you could clearly tell they were just like, there's no time for them to plant. If we can just kill that bomb planter. And NaVi, they were ready to get 2 free kills out of that, basically. TyLoo kind of jumping the gun. And that forces them back to pistols this round. 3 rounds on the board for TyLoo, 4 for NaVi. And it's CZs in hand for TyLoo, hoping that NaVi are going to get impatient and rush somewhere on the map. As you guys can see, DD, he's in position, and he will actually manage to get into top banana, so maybe he can lay a little bit of a trap here. But that's Attacker actually picking up the first kill of the round. Edward will come back and take out Fancy. And Fancy was trying to peek into mid to get some info, but it's not going to happen for him. Zeus going to get the first, gets the second spray as well through his teammate, no problem at all. And they will be pushing up onto this B side at this point, NaVi. No reason not to.
Somebody's here, but he's actually already been found out, so... I mean, CZ's definitely still very powerful, but unable to get more than the first kill so far. Maybe Attacker could find a rifle if they haven't thrown it away somewhere. There are so many ways to do that on Inferno, and look at Edward just being very sneaky here. So it's going to be 5-3 in favor of NaVi. That is 5 rounds in a row on the terrorist side on Inferno. That's a very, very bad sign for TyLoo. They need to change this essentially right now. This has to be a sort of a swift change of pace for them. Otherwise, this is not going to work out.
Well, after 5 rounds, the loss bonus is maxed out for TyLoo, so they will have the AWP for Mo. They will have a healthy nade count, but this is the big round here for TyLoo. They absolutely need to stop NaVi short right here. If they let them get past 5 rounds so early on in the half, it's going to be brutal for TyLoo. NaVi will just crush them out of this server, and we're going to see a very quick first map. This time around, Guardian does not miss the peek. Takes out somebody, he gets a follow-up on a Fancy as well. The shoulder peeking just not working for him, and NaVi now, of course, they're ready to spring on this trap. Attacker's gonna step out, picks up another 2 kills. Luckily, Seized is there to end it. But DD, he steps in and he's not gonna win the duel versus Seized. That was the big difference maker right there. Seized, living with 6 HP, just completely wrecks the retake at that point. And now Mo, what can he possibly hope to do here with an AWP and a 1v3 on A site? So many angles for him to worry about. It's almost as if he should just be backing off in a T-spawn. Edward will get picked to begin with. No kit. He's not going to expect a man holding so close. What a flick! Annihilates. Flamey was holding close, and now it's Seized with only 6 HP, but Seized, he's so clever. He's up in graveyard, and it's just going to be so easy for him in the end. Before I can even finish the sentence, peeks out, gets the kill, and no chance for Mo in that situation to come through for his team. So another clutch situation going NaVi's way, and this is just where the frustration is going to start mounting here for TyLoo. They need to start winning these clutches. What a headshot, though, from Mo. Thought Flamey had him for sure in that off angle.
They need to not start the round having Guardian just walk into the middle and pick off 2 people without any kind of a reply. They're just losing too many of these type of entries that they just can't afford to do. This time, NaVi trying to take over a bit of banana here, see if they can make that work. They've taken a lot of damage in doing so. Zeus has got the early kill, but he's going to go down, and if you look at Guardian down to half health as well. See if it's going to be working out here for TyLoo. This is already at the point where NaVi are starting to feel very comfortable about the first half. I mean, these rounds are close. They're all the time very, very close, but it just seems like NaVi just have a little bit more at the end to give. And they do have a Molotov at this corner, so Mo has got to be careful.
They could be thorough. Yeah, there we go. Guardian right on the money. There's the molly. Easy kill. Mo is gone, and it's down to the 2 players here alive on the A site. Fancy and Attacker. Attacker, he's been hitting crazy shots so far. But NaVi, they aren't even interested. They've still got that bomb over in top banana right now. 50 seconds left on this clock, and they know that there's only going to be 1 player waiting on this site, and that is going to be somebody who's taken up a little bit of a clever spot waiting in the fountain. But this is, I mean, you're fully committed in this position. There's no falling back, so he has to hit his shots. When Cease comes around this corner, he has to rip his head off, and same for Flamey when Flamey tries to get the refrag. Because somebody, he's going to be stuck, and yeah, that's what can happen for you. Doesn't see Cease, but Cease probably saw his shoulder right around the edge of that fountain. And another round here for NaVi as they get the bomb plant on the B site with 20 seconds left. And there's just no hope here for the remaining 2 players for TyLoo. They just need to chill out on the A site and start pondering, the meaning of life.
I would say at this point it might be time for a tactical timeout for TyLoo to try and see if they could, if they can't come back into this game a little bit more. I think they actually just took that. So
you ask and they deliver.
Yeah, I think that's a wise choice right now. They've been preparing a lot. They've had a whole day off, which is something that we really haven't seen in CSGO before, just having that break day. So they should have been having some time to look at all the Navi demos and think about how to play this game. They gotta expect more of themselves, and I bet they do. Edward somehow surviving, and
they've only had a couple rounds now where they've had full nades across the board and can play their game off of that with the flashes, the smokes, the incendiaries to buy time versus Navi. After that, when you're low on those nades, you feel like you have to be the one to come through and make the play. You have to take a risk. So whether it's behind a single flash and you go through, Kappa Pride, or
Sato kissed Henry. You're more right than you know.
Yeah, it's just not working for TyLoo because they have such low economy, and Navi, of course, they know how to take full advantage of that.
Man, I mean, it is tough, and they did say in the pre-game sort of the trailer that we were playing, they weren't afraid of NaVi, and that's a good attitude to have. You can't obviously go in and play a game like this if you're going to be scared of Guardian in the middle like that, but once he starts to get those kind of openings, I mean, maybe it is worth it to play just a little bit more relaxed. You know anyway that NaVi are going to be super slow, so why not wait it out? Don't use the grenade so early on, and don't let them get any of those early picks, because once they do, they're able to make these rotations that they've been doing a lot right now, and they will simply get you into a bad setup, which they have done a couple of times already. So I'd say maybe a little bit less of a challenge for TyLoo's side. Try and play it a bit more defensively and see if you can give NaVi enough rope to hang themselves with.
Yeah, this is going to be a test of nerves. And also, I mean, of individual skill, Fancy got a lot of attention on the desk, you know, coming into this match because he's the one, you know, he's been leading the charge for this team, it seems, as far as individual skill is concerned. But right now, he's not really showing up in this match, only sitting on 4 kills.
Fancy, but it was somebody who was also playing extremely well, so I don't know. I feel like it's going to be tricky for Fancy to. They're obviously going to need more than just that.
But when you don't have the nades to make your plays easier, right? To set the flashes up, to get those cross peaks going, you need to actually be able to just come through on an individual level at that point. You need to be landing your shots and winning your duels straight up in just a straight up fashion. So that's where, you know, you need these kinds of players to just start waking up and winning those duels, because otherwise it's going to be so difficult here for TyLoo. As NaVi, once again, full bot, Guardian with the AWP, and a lot of action A.
He's just walking up into the hallways. I mean, he's got a little bit of backup, but imagine what a dangerous position this is with the sniper rifle. If anyone comes around the corner and you miss the shot, that could be it. They are already in control of the apartments here. Bit of a grenade to buy some time. Guardian looking for that opening. Look how confident he is. Not afraid at all that someone might be running close. It's going to be Mo walking right into that shot. Flamey. The backup there in the apartment, somebody trying to dodge through the smoke, but now they're trying to hunt him down. They're just so confident in what they're doing, and Guardian to pick up that kill. Wow.
Sees is in position to catch out DD if he wants to come through there. Through that smoke, DD just trying to play it safe at this point. 2 players alive here for TyLoo on the A site. After losing 2, this is where it gets tricky. NaVi now, of course, going to make use of their nade advantage, just chucking those Molotovs all over the place so they don't have to worry about some of the angles. And Edward wraps around on Arch. Nobody there to watch. Fancy doesn't even know what hit him. Attacker going to do the best that he can. He gets 2 kills, but it's just not enough. 3 players alive here for NaVi. Bomb plant will happen, and now it's all on DD. And yeah, DD hasn't been having too much luck over on that B site right now, so it seems like he may be just wanting to set up. See if he can't catch an extra kill here on NaVi, even though NaVi have mad money right now. As you guys can see, Seized is sitting on nearly 14K, so no problem at all for NaVi to rebuy. It's more important for him to just hold on to his FAMAS at this point. But just look at the setup. Like NaVi, it's so well thought out. Guardian, I mean, that round just sums up NaVi. Guardian, you can see him darting all over the place. He's got full freedom to move around wherever he wants to take the pick. The team is going to move around him, and then you always have that rifle to back him up. So what happened there is that Guardian, he starts running away in the apartments. He makes the noise, and that just leaves Flamey waiting to see if anybody's going to take the bait and peek into Boiler. Everywhere Guardian goes, there's a rifle there to watch behind him. And so just NaVi, they're just prepared every step of the way when it's around Guardian looking for that opening pick.
But you also see how they run into somebody in that smoke, and no one is afraid to challenge him, right? They're not thinking, oh, wait a minute, we've got to be careful that someone else might be joining him. There might be a flash or anything. They're just supremely confident right now. We should point out as well that we're talking about NaVi and Inferno. They do have, I think, sort of a specialty that sometimes get a bit overlooked, but Edward is such a strong player on this map, it's ridiculous. It's almost like if you're going to be playing NaVi, you have to take into account that just how good Edward is at playing Inferno. It seems like he always shows up. It's going to be a good kill. The AK is saved from somebody so far, so it's not such a bad job. Guardian going to go for the peek there, almost gets him as well. Not afraid to take the challenge, and second time around will be the jackpot. So Mo, kill unseized, reloading at the knife out. Zeus gonna take care of that. They lose more than they should that round, NaVi, but I really don't think they care any longer.
No, they're perfectly fine at this point. Look at that. I mean, Guardian, his play there just speaks for it. He just doesn't care. He's going to peek all day long, hunt for the kills. He doesn't care if he drops his op. And when NaVi have full control of the situation, once they figure out that there's only pistols waiting for them, they're going to be moving around the map, aggressively looking for duels. It's just a no-fear approach from NaVi that's just there. It's designed to just completely crush TyLoo's confidence. This is now all or nothing for TyLoo again. They just keep losing these key rounds. But this time around, they actually have the nades on their team to make things better for themselves. Well, NaVi, they just go straight default. Though this time around, they do manage to get early banana control, which is nice for NaVi. They have the nades to clear it out as well, and they're just going to take it over straight up. Mo waiting, and he gets the first pick onto Flamey. Despite the bait being there, his teammate jumping over his shoulder, Edward, trying to draw that first shot. Flamey's going to take the bullet instead, and now TyLoo actually have something to work with here. They have that man advantage. So it's up to NaVi now with 1:10 left on this clock to figure out where they need to go. And it does look like they're going to gather up in the B site. That's usually where you want to take the fight if you're down a man on the T side Inferno. Usually only 2 people waiting for you on this site, so it's a little bit more of a fair fight. If you're going to that A site, you're again dealing with a 3-man full setup, and that can be risky. So Guardian, of course, leading the charge, and Guardian, of course, landing the opening kill, and Fancy just trying to do something. Nice flash, buys him a little bit of time. Now it's all about that retake coming through. They need to get that bomb down, and somebody catches C's just going ultra aggressive into CT.
Still got the man advantage here. Gonna be a nice shot from Mo to take down Edward. Zeus and Guardian left, but the bomb is planted. And TyLoo, the retakes for them have not been working out so far. This time, it simply has to work. There's the outer rounds here to play with. Zeus doing a lot of damage already. They gotta be careful. That AK chewing them up. Pistols out as well, but they will get the kill. Fancy picking it up now. Guardian left alone. He takes one, still 2 left. Another one coming through. Guardian looking for the shot, but he can't quite get it. It's a triple kill, but the bomb, how far ticked is it? They do have the kit. They will be able to get the round. TyLoo, finally it works. But you see just how dangerous Guardian is. Even in that corner, even when they know he's there, and in a 1-on-3.
It's just 1 HP left on somebody as well.
But
when Guardian gets into this rhythm, this is where he really takes off.
I'm noticing a pattern now of, you see how Guardian is just allowed to creep in. He's actually just hocking the wall and walking in to bomb sites and picking up kills. How are they letting him do that? That means they're giving him too much space to work with one way or another. And they certainly don't have a trap. Well, there's one way of taking care of business. Edward going to be going down. Mo taking the fight early on. And Guardian, I think he saw that maybe as a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, we saw Mo do this in the group stage. Somebody's going to find Guardian trying to peek through that smoke. Guardian trying to bring it back before it gets out of control. But NaVi now, they're going to have to slow things down here. Mo needs to be careful. He does not want to give back that advantage that he managed to pick up for his team to begin with. This is all about confidence. He's just trying to make the plays, but there's somebody on short and Fancy actually with the crossfire. Backstab from Arch will be there to stop things before he gets out of control. But we saw Mo going for these kinds of plays on Inferno versus Luminosity, just peeking out, no fear, hungry to get those opening kills. Once again, he manages to make it work for his team, and that's the kind of stuff that's actually going to get TyLoo back into this game. If they can go out there, aggressively hunt for the frags, just play their game. And their game, I mean, Mo's game revolves around going for peeks in mid, being aggressive and looking for those opening shots. And once again, he's going to do straight up. Doesn't care if Guardian's waiting over there for an op. He needs to just focus on, playing his own shot, even though it's going to cost him this time. He was hungry.
It's always going to be a risk if you try and do that. They do have the other AWP on Fancy still. That was over by the B bomb side, and NaVi will have heard that shot ring out as well, so they know that it's going to be there. Somebody sneaking up, and look how close it is to him actually catching the player down in apps. Leg shot coming through, but Guardian survives and gets the kill. He's found the bomb at least, somebody, so this would be, even though he's obviously going to be able to get, probably should be able to get a kill on one person, it's hard for him to win the round from this position anyway. He's so isolated from his team, and they've picked up the bomb and run away with it, so in spite of seeing it, they're not going to be able to capitalize on it. Attacker going to get caught as well. That maybe have been their one chance if they could have sort of isolated the bomb there and played around it. Not going to happen.
Going into underpass there, it just allowed for them to get past, pick up that bomb for free. You need to keep eyes on that bomb. It's just the timing doesn't work out for him. Every step of the way, he could have picked off Flamey to start. That would have been big. But then NaVi would have been alerted to his presence. not dropping that bomb makes all the difference as well. DD is going to be able to win versus Guardian, but again, it's a 1v4 for him. He's hoping to be able to pick up an op perhaps, but it's just not going to happen. 10-5, the final score at the end of this first half, and NaVi, they just completely run away.
Well, it's also just that if he stays by the hay cart and tries to take, I mean, that's an awful position to try and defend the bomb from, right? They could come from 3 or 4 different angles, so
it's a tough spot.
He kind of has to move somewhere. I guess it's hard to make that call, but 10-5, obviously nowhere near good enough here for the TyLoo team. It was off to such a good start, winning the pistol round in a nice fashion and following up with another 2 rounds, but NaVi just took over in style as we maybe could have expected. Now, is it going to be different on the second half? Again, I think some of the specialist players they have, Guardian being one, but I always think of Edward on this map, sort of the one of the really tough Inferno players. I think it's going to be hard to knock him out of the game here on the second half.
Like, we'll have to bring up the stats at the end, basically. You know, this duel between Guardian and Mo and who keeps coming out ahead. Because again, it's going to be coming down to who picks up this pistol, who gets the op first. If Guardian's going to prioritize the op, if NaVi actually lose it, or will he just go straight force buy, which we've seen him do in the past plenty of times, where he just goes deagle, doesn't even care about getting that AWP first off. He'll just go for the rifle instead. I mean, he can be so dangerous with it going into the first buy round. But this is the pistol round now. 5 rounds on the board for TyLoo, 10 for NaVi. NaVi now on that CT side, and a similar approach here, actually, for NaVi. They do have 3 players on A, but they're just going to be wrapping straight into Banana, and this could be a, whoa, not a catastrophe, because Fancy, he's actually watching his back. He makes sure that Zeus can't get in there.
That's a fantastic first kill. They have so much time left. They don't have to commit to anything. Right now, it's a 2-2 setup for NaVi. So wherever TyLoo go, they should be able to get a really good trade in. They do also have Tech 9 and armor on DD. They're just waiting patiently. They might just be rewarded for it here. Gonna go and look for the peek there, but almost gets caught. Mo, not quite able to get the refrag, but some information being given here to NaVi that they could maybe try and play around, but they're still sticking over at B, even though they did spot or heard 2 people outside there. Guardian missing the shot. This is so close. He's going to go back and look inside the hallway and going to find 4 people here looking for the headshot. He's going to get the one, looking for a bit more. How is this? Oh, he fails his step. That's going to be awful. Somebody picking up Edward, and now it's down to Seized and Flamey.
He nearly made it. He nearly made it out. That would have been so sick. Instead, it's now down to Seized. The bomb has been planted, so the retake comes through. Seized has got the kit. Flamey only with SCZ. Not ideal. He can be running low on bullets. Seized is going to catch the man lurking in second mid, looking for that backstab, and there it is. Fancy. Gone. Flamey trying to do the best that he can, dancing around the door jam. Will he actually be able to make it alive? No, he will not. Seized is there to try and support, but it's not going to happen. Flamey will find the refrag, but again, so little time left for him to play with. He picks up the kit, and he's going to run out. He's going to be able to make it out of here in time. TyLoo with the punish on NaVi's over-aggressive push down mid. That's Zeus getting caught out completely, and they actually managed to bring it back after that. Guardian only getting the 1 kill. Well, I mean, at least Guardian, he was just like, actually, I will not allow you to kill me. I will kill myself first.
Yeah, what a strange round. And if they hadn't caught Zeus early on then, that would have been a really strange round, but it does work out. That buys them just, I mean, a bit of a foothold in the early stages of the first half here. What a way to go. And it's going to be the 17th round coming up. Mo looking to flash up at Banana just to get a little bit of control early on, but 3C set 75 and armor in play for NaVi. You've got to be worried. They are definitely very good at playing with these pistols as well.
Edward in particular, man. For the longest time, he's had a sick reputation as a pistol player, able to do damage with, well, pretty much any gun you give him. But NaVi are going for the gamble in this round right now, at least at the beginning. They're not showing themselves too much in Banana. That's Seized holding very passively. And instead, they've decided to stack 4 players on the A site. So Seized, he's just going to go for these shoulder peaks. Still has that smoke to put down. So he's hoping to just be able to spot them coming up the columns and get that smoke down to block them off if TyLoo try and commit to the B site. But it doesn't seem like TyLoo are interested in taking the fight up here quite yet. Instead, it's going to be Guardian with the peek in the mid. And what a clever spot from somebody. He's actually posted up on the lamppost. And Seized is going to get caught. That is it. The B site is wide open now for business. TyLoo able to just power forward. And they will get that bomb plant. No problem at all. Now NaVi, it's almost like just back off and save the gear for the next round.
Yeah. Which is actually sort of an advantage of this kind of setup. Either they go A and you have a great round, or they don't, and you get one more chance of doing it another time, essentially. So not too bad, really. Maybe even getting a Galil out of it here. Fancy caught looking the wrong way. And he's going to be going down. So, yeah, free Galil for them.
That's a little silly to be putting your rifle player out there, though. Small details here for TyLoo, but you buy 3 rifles. You want to save the 3 rifles. Send out Attacker or Mo out there with the Mac 10s. You don't care if NaVi pick up a Mac 10 in the next round. But having that Galil could actually come back to bite them. If it's in the right place at the right time for NaVi, they certainly have players who can make good use of it. So that's a little frustrating, actually, for TyLoo. They might feel a little miffed about that.
Zeus posting up as the god of the chicken coop here. Not too bad. Defending what's his. We'll see. I mean, it's such a long way back into this game, but if they win that crucial 4th round, where NaVi actually have rifles, that's where things get a bit interesting. That would certainly make this match suddenly very curious again. 7 to 10 here, moving into the 18th round. And we do have that one Galil and a Molotov on Zeus.
And again, Guardian hunting in mid with the Deeg. We know that he can find those headshots. Well, there you go. We know that he can find those headshots, and somebody knows it now too.
What a peek.
Wrecked. And well, Edward now, he's going to be dancing around. This is still solid for NaVi with the 2 players alive on this A site. And actually, TyLoo gearing up to go out right through the perfect spot. That's exactly where Edward would want them to go, but TyLoo, they aren't biting just yet. They aren't going to commit. They have picked up the AK off the dead corpse of somebody, so now they have a little bit more firepower to bring to the fray. Look at this clever spot here, actually, from NaVi. Double stacked behind the sandbags. This is all on Zeus. Seized is going to bait him out. If they were to come up the top banana, this could get nasty.
And buying a little bit of time with the Molotov. They do have the Galil up here as well. Could be a very cool setup. There is no Molotov to check the corner with either, so he's going to be quite safe there. And you're right, C's going to sacrifice himself. He even gets a kill and falls back there. Are they going to check it twice? There's the 1 kill coming in, and they feel like it's already done. Oh, no. Zeus, here comes the Galil. He's going to get the 1 kill, keeps spraying, but he goes down. Could have had way more out of that round, and it's still a 2-on-3. And the bomb is about to be planted, but that was such a mind game being played by NaVi and TyLoo. A reminder that they can take nothing for granted. Now they're both hiding behind new boxes. That's not always an advantage. They try for the boost looking over the box, but they're going to lose Fancy. And Attackers here, can he actually switch out for the AK? Can't. Going to go down to Edward. And that would be NaVi picking up a very important round.
Yeah, that was a sexy play from NaVi. And Zeus, you could tell he was getting just a little bit greedy, waiting to see if they were going to go by. He nearly had them setting up the nades. It was just off. Just a fraction of a second off for it to be this glorious play where he sprays down both players for TyLoo, and TyLoo just would have all fallen apart. But they do succeed in getting the retake. That's what's the risk of going for that double boost behind, or for that boost behind new boxes as well, as that instantly tells NaVi where both players are. There's 2 players left alive. That guy shouldn't be able to get up to that spot without somebody standing beneath him. Easy. You just made our jobs easy in this retake. No element of surprise to take advantage of there for TyLoo, unfortunately for them. So they get shut down by NaVi around early, and now NaVi, they have 11 on the board, and they have all the money. And Guardian, he's out hunting with the AWP, and he misses the flick. Now that is a shot that Guardian does not miss.
Somehow went right between 2 players, and look at TyLoo, they don't miss the opportunity either. There's almost no delay between getting that kill and the team deciding to actually just run straight for it, and that's very good. Boost coming up to look over the smoke for NaVi. It's a very clever play, but they've already managed to make their way through. They are putting down the bomb, and now we've got to decide, do they really want to fight this? This is a little bit scary. If they don't get a kill within the first 10 seconds here, they probably should fall back and just save the rifles, because they don't really have enough money. They did win off of sort of an eco round, but still, they got to be very careful, and they are going to make it out. Simply not worth it.
Yeah, putting their own smoke down as well. Great use of the flashes there by TyLoo to just continuously, blank out NaVi. And yeah, that is the correct play for NaVi to do. Back off, reset, hold on to the 4 rifles. And, well, Edward has enough money to drop an AWP for Guardian in the next round, so it should be fine in the end.
Now, you got to wonder how many of those rounds are NaVi going to give you, right? You got to cherish them when you got them, because...
Well, how many times is Guardian going to miss that flick? And that's where you start wondering, his wrists. It's like, yes, okay, he got approved to play here, but that just feels like a shot that Guardian would never miss. Like, he's going to hit that all day.
That wasn't even like one where he had to use his wrist, right? He just had to click his mouse at the right time. He was aimed dead at them, so, he just, I don't know, could have used his space bar and fire with it and would have been fine.
Maybe, just caught looking at the minimap at the wrong time, something along those lines, who knows. Guardian following through there for NaVi. And so 8 rounds on the board for TyLoo, 11 for NaVi. And while NaVi, they get reset a little bit there. And TyLoo, instead of just going towards the banana, obviously they've managed to go for the low smoke here, NaVi, so they've got good banana control for quite some time. Oh, the peek, and Edward doesn't give it away. Spots out one at least, and now there's some info, and they're gonna walk right into it. Guardian, perfect shot there, gets the follow-up as well. The timing couldn't be better. And it's all on the pace, and he might even be able to pick up the first one through as well, but that's Zeus peeking out from the pit. Edward hits the headshot onto Fancy, 2 players in pit, Guardian is there, and there's 4 players rotated over here for NaVi onto this A side. So at this point, it's completely fallen apart here for TyLoo in this round. This time around, Guardian doesn't miss.
No, and they sort of lined up to see if they could get that kill. Nice peek from Mo, actually. Gonna be taking down Guardian. Zeus up in a bit of a tricky spot. Edward, he could have easily gone down if Mo gets that kill. The grenade follow. Oh, he's gonna dunk him! Edward gonna be out of the round, and look at Mo jumping in. He hits the shot on Zeus as well. What a fantastic play coming out. Mo, he has to do the rest as well. 30 seconds, he's gonna go for the peeky. Fake the bomb plan once, but he scopes away just at the wrong time. Now he peeks it, and Seized is there to take him out. It looked like they could have brought that round back. This TyLoo team is not to be underestimated.
No,
that was
now you're learning that.
They should have never had any foothold in that round.
Especially after the start from Guardian. 2 easy kills for him up in apartments. You gotta love the detail there from Edward. He just peeks out, doesn't give up his position, doesn't tell TyLoo that they've been found out. And so TyLoo, they just kind of expect to walk in there for free and maybe catch somebody looking the wrong way. They walked right into the trap, and NaVi, now they've got all the guns. TyLoo able to actually force buy behind that, so still not out of it yet. But if they lose this round, it's gonna get difficult. Mo, though, is gonna duel Guardian in mid, and again, he's managing to win that duel. So TyLoo again with the opening pick in the round.
But it really feels like a lot could be taken away from that earlier comment that TyLoo were making. And we're not afraid of them. They're not playing like a team that's scared of NaVi right now. You have to, it's so easy to say, it's so hard to do. When you're on a stage like this, it's very difficult. You know NaVi's one of the best teams in the world, and suddenly that fear starts to creep in. It doesn't seem to be happening right now. They're taking these fights, they keep challenging, and they're winning a significant number of them. There's only a 4-round gap here. And NaVi obviously are in the lead, but their economy is not that strong. If Seized doesn't get a bunch of kills here, he's gonna miss every single player. How is it even possible? It looked like even without the scope, he should have been able to hit at least one of them. He falls back to another angle here. Behind new boxes, backup is coming in, but he finally gets that kill on somebody. And now, look at the rotation happening here. TyLoo should be making their way out. That's a great shot coming out of DD. Takes down Seized. And now it's 3 versus 4. Mo realizing that there's nobody left here. Just Edward. Can they make the rotation back? They're not even going to do it. They're going to try for the bomb plant here at the site. 2 versus 3. And Flamey starting to creep in towards Coils, looking for the opening shot. Backup is miles away. Edward only now making his way into CT spawn. They're not realizing Flamey's here. He's looking for a free kill on someone. He's almost found it, but not quite. He's going to go and get the first kill. And look, turns around for the spray. Not going to happen. Attacker will take him down. And Edward, very low on health. He gets the first kill. Looks for the second battle, but it's not going to happen. Fancy will be dropping him, and TyLoo picking up a 9th round for themselves. And what does that do to NaVi's economy? You got to wonder.
I was going to start wrecking it as what, but speaking of wrecked, was that a jumping AK shot from DD? How?
Ridiculous.
How? What is that? Yeah, I mean, that's basically what the whole round boils down to. Because Seized, he plays it perfectly. Falls back, stays alive, has a proper angle. Just a jumping AK headshot to wreck everything. Seized, though, he's pissed off by that. He managed to pick up one. Guardian nearly picks up another as well. Attacker gets dropped down low, and there's a 4th guy here. They will be able to clean him out eventually, but now the 5th guy is rotated, and Edward is back. He's looking for another one. He hits another headshot. But TyLoo, they weather the storm of bullets, and they will be able to get that anti-eco going for themselves. So another round on the board here for TyLoo. And NaVi, they should be able to buy after that round of eco, but I'm still shocked that DD hitting just a jumping headshot, AK over the boxes, straight onto Seized.
I mean, that play could have only been better if he had paused for a moment and then typed a little smiley.
No.
Typed a little smiley in the chat, you know, just a little, yeah, I'm ready.
I just imagine in Twitch chat it was like full Cali right there, back shot.
Probably. Well, 5 AKs in the play. Smoke coming out there. Guardian almost lining them up, but it's going to be Edward to spray down and get the refrag. And a favorable trade coming through. Edward shooting him in the back, actually running around him. How is he not getting that kill? Now Zeus wants to follow up. Max 7 and he's charging in it. They're not hearing it somehow. Zeus picking up 2 kills and Mo alone ends up dropping. It was a Counter-Strike circus come to town.
What the hell is that round? Yeah, what happened? That's the USP, basically. I mean, the silencer just darting all over the place. The fact that Zeus manages to pick up this kill on a fancy as well, on top of somebody not communicating perhaps that the man is up in apartments. By the way, there's a guy with a shotgun in here. Maybe we should deal with that. That's just one of those rounds you have to write off if you're TyLoo. That might break them though. But yeah, NaVi picking up yet another crucial round. Double nades to bottom banana, but TyLoo holding passive across the map at this point, slowly working their way up to apartments again. And this is a force buy from TyLoo. Everything to stop NaVi from getting up onto that 14th round. But if they lose this round, TyLoo, this is where NaVi, they have all the control to just close out this first map. So attacker turning away from that flash just in time. And so now, well, Edward might have an idea that they're up in apartments, but they've been very thorough taking over apartments round after round, TyLoo. So NaVi, they should be playing off of that fact. And they have 2 players waiting at Arch as well. So they do have lines onto mid and onto Boiler and Guardian. What is he doing? Oh, clever play here, Zeus. Once again, NaVi, they're showing that they're really willing to go for these big boost plays to look over the smokes. But that body block, detonate, what? And it does literally no damage. Again, CSGO.
I have no idea how that works. He's going to get that spray down. It looked like that grenade was dead on. Must have been caught somehow by the corner. It's going to be DD picking up a refrag at least on Guardian, which is very important at this point in time. Got 45 seconds still on the clock here. And TyLoo making movements like they want to get back into that B-bomb site, which you can't really blame them for. How much are they going to try and commit to it here? They still have one person. They did this earlier where Mo was waiting with the AWP. And it's going to be DD going down this time. Molotov goes up with 20 seconds. This is a very nice play coming out of NaVi. It's going to be tough. But TyLoo have the grenades. They're trying to push through up on coils and Flamey behind the new boxes here. It's a tight defense from NaVi. They need a kill right here and now. 10 seconds left for the Chinese. Seized. Flamey picking one up, and that's going to be the end kill. Fancy going down. And NaVi pushing their way now to 14 rounds. They are slowly but surely choking TyLoo out of this first map.
Yeah, and TyLoo putting up a fight every step of the way, but you can start to see when the miscommunication comes through, double smoke into CT, for example, instead of having a smoke for coils, you know, they're down the nades. And those are just the small details where it's just like, okay, you can start to see that they're starting to fray at the edges here. Whereas NaVi now, I mean, they have to know that they've got this in the bag at this point. It's their match to throw. Because this is a force buy from TyLoo, pistols, nades, and they're just running straight up to Flamey, who's going to annihilate the first man through. That drops the bomb at his feet, gets the second, then the third. Seized is there to back him. But somebody, he's only got the 20 HP left, and that bomb, it's just in the horrible place for him. He's not going to be able to step out here and get the job done. 6 HP left on Seized. A solid defense on the B side for NaVi. Everything going according to plan for them. And NaVi now on map point for this first map in the best of 3.
And you think about how many of the rounds early on, after the first 3 in the first half, how many of them were down to sort of a 2v2 or a 1v1? It is sort of stunning that TyLoo were even this close, but if you just look through, I mean, later on it was a little bit different, but so many of them are very, very close in the first half. TyLoo maybe could have done more damage earlier on, but now it really feels like it's too late in the game here. They just have pistols and armor, a lot of grenades though, and NaVi, they're feeling quite confident. Guardian to pick up another opening frag there. Fancy going to be going down. DD charging through, though. They might be catching Edward here as well. He's not really hitting these shots, but Guardian there to help out. Edward picking up another kill. Great teamwork, a great crossfire. And NaVi surely going to take this first map here. Somebody alone with the Tech 9. It's been a tough game already, but don't think he can break this one through. Looking for the shot on Guardian, and he's going to be successful. Those are the first 2, but the rest are rotating in here. NaVi's so confident in it, and it will be 16-10 as NaVi take Inferno in the first game of the quarterfinals here at DreamHack Masters.
And this was TyLoo's map pick as well. This was their big chance to start off strong in this best of 3, to pick up an edge over NaVi and force it to 3 maps. But now that NaVi, they got over the hurdle of Inferno, where they are a little shaky right now, they're going to be going in to close out this series on the second map, which is going to be their pick as well. So this is going to be a bit brutal here for TyLoo. Hello, everybody.
There we go.
But at least they were able to put up a fight. They didn't just get railroaded, because it looked like it was totally possible there at the beginning of that first half when NaVi put 5 rounds in a row together on Seaside. It's just like you're starting to think, like, here we go, TyLoo, you know, are they just going to get smashed out now that they made it out of the groups? That was their goal coming into this tournament. They wanted to make it out of the groups. You know, once they attained that goal, did that fire go out of them? But TyLoo, at least, you know, they lived up to, you know, the Dragon logo.
I definitely don't think the fire went out of them. I think they played really, again, if some of those rounds, like the first sort of 6 rounds after the initial pistol battle, that could have gone their way. We could have been looking at like a 7-2 scoreline favoring TyLoo when we were in the 9th round. That could have definitely been possible. But I mean, NaVi, this is the thing, right? When it comes to clutches, when it comes to opening the rounds, they're so strong. TyLoo actually, a lot of the rounds, they ended up sort of trying to fight back with Attacker picking up, you know, 2 or 3 kills, something like that. Definitely wouldn't say that. I'm quite impressed they made it that far. There's a very impressive scoreline for a new team like this. But we do have a commercial break. When we get back in, we're going to be map 2, so stay with us.
like we always do. No, we'll pull through. But I need something to hold on to.
It is the playoffs here, and we have the first quarterfinals already going live. It's Inferno that was the first map here, and NaVi ends up winning it 16-10, with TyLoo actually taking both the pistol rounds, doing significant damage. I think more than I thought they would have been able to do on Inferno. But in the end, it wasn't enough, and we can't be too surprised, can we? NaVi, they are a team that probably should be making the finals, maybe even winning this tournament.
Yeah, exactly. They're one of the favorites to take the whole thing at this point. And so, you can't really be shocked that the underdog loses. That's what happens most of the time. It's not every time you get to see the underdog, kind of like...
Not in this tournament, but most of the time you're right.
Right. Now we're in the playoffs, right? It's a totally different beast. You're on the stage. You're not in the back with the groups where it's like there's nobody watching you or anything like that. You get to sit there and play your game, and you're 2 feet away from NaVi. No, now you're sitting in a booth. You're on the stage in front of a huge crowd. I mean, it's a completely different scenario. But all that being said, I think that TyLoo did actually, put on a good performance here versus NaVi. I'm impressed with what they were able to bring to it. It's just a few clutches didn't go their way, and it seemed like it took them a bit too long to calm down on their CT side. They kept feeling like they had to make plays. Somebody in particular, trying to peek mid, trying to take these plays, right? And it just doesn't work out for them in the end, because at the end, NaVi, of course they're going to capitalize off of that.
I'm also just trying to think about, the future for this team and for these players, And again, if you're able to show up to a stage like this in an international tournament with I mean, at least for some of the players with limited experience, and not be afraid of playing a team like NaVi, that means you could potentially be a terrifying team in the future, because most teams will show, a little bit of doubt. Even top teams, I don't want to bring it up, but, look at Astralis and how they sometimes react when things start to get a bit tough. I don't think TyLoo was exhibiting many signs of sort of a breakdown. They were just outmatched by NaVi, which is fine, that you can handle that, but they weren't tilting, as it were. Now we're gonna go into map 2, and this is NaVi's map pick. A little bit scary, maybe. I think for the TyLoo team to be facing here, probably. And I mean, you win both the pistol round there on the first map. You gotta hope that you could maybe pull it through.
And that's going to be the main point, right? Is that they weren't able to capitalize on their rifle rounds. Their pistol rounds, they were able to actually completely smash NaVi. It looked great on Inferno, but now, I mean, you're going into NaVi's map pick. NaVi are an excellent team on Mirage. Very little that you can take advantage of on this map, especially now that Guardian is here with that AWP to dominate in mid, to be very versatile with the sniper rifle. Tough to read, and I wouldn't be surprised if NaVi, even picked T side at this point and said, you know what, actually, we just want to completely, control everything right off the bat. An attacker going for the information peak in Palace early on gets punished by Flamey, and this is where it all falls apart. Zeus is there to get the refrag on, or the second kill basically, onto Fancy, and the entry frags are just going to keep rolling in unless somebody can put a stop to this.
Yeah, but now we're actually rotating the bomb back into T-spawn towards the middle of the map. I mean, this may not even be necessary. NaVi probably could have trained on and run for the A-bomb side, but this is the difference between sort of a 98% win and a 100% win. When you walk into that B-bomb side, no one's there, because somebody's got to be wondering, what is going on? My team has all died at the A-bomb site, and I'm up here surrounded by my fallen teammates, and yet the bomb has gone down in B. That's very confusing. Trying to do the best that he can, gets a single headshot in, but NaVi with an overwhelmingly confident pistol round. TyLoo, I mean, you come into the second map, that'd be nice with a good start. I like that pose from StarX in the background. You see him with his hands out, just really commanding this team.
Oh, he's loving it, man. He's relaxed. No worries at all for him.
Yeah, I don't think there are many coaches, many people like that who are sort of so fully embraced the coaching role as StarX has. This is going to be such an uphill battle, but TyLoo, they do have pistol and armor.
So now, well, we saw that they are capable with the CZs. They do actually, I mean, attacker in particular. And, well, speak of the devil, he takes out Guardian. DD peeks out, removes Edward from mid, and now it's attackers still going for more. They're trying to make their way out of Palace, NaVi, trying to bring back some kills, and Zeus will find the headshot on Fancy. It's a 3-on-3, but now they actually have some guns to work with here. TyLoo, as I say that attacker, he gets caught off guard by Flamey, and Flamey somehow delivers 2 kills, brings NaVi right back into this. But somebody's here with the UMP, and he catches Seized with a nade in hand, does monstrous damage to him. And NaVi, they need to find a way to get onto this site. First kill goes somebody's way. And now it's all on Seized with 7 HP, a single flash grenade, and he's just hoping he can play the clock. He's got a minute left to throw a mind game here at TyLoo. Say, okay, am I going to be staying on A? Am I going to rotate to B? I need to get into B, get in position so that I can catch somebody off guard, because if it turns into a straight up fight, 1 bullet from this UMP will do the trick.
Mistakes were made on the NaVi side, and this could be a little bit tricky, but with the bomb going down, somebody, oh no, he goes back to check the A-bomb site. Now he's realizing this is not working out so well. I'm not sure if he's looking for a kit. He's picking up an AK somewhere, but he's going to have some time, but not that much time. It does take quite a while for him to get over there. I mean, we're talking a full 18 seconds. So once he gets here, he kind of just has to run in and look wherever he can. But again, a single bullet will be enough to take care of Seized. He's looking for all the angles here, trying for a bit of a spray. He doesn't have this kind of time. He has to go much quicker than just taps the bomb once. Seized right around the corner with the Galil in hand and going to see the shot. And there it is, Seized to finish the round. NaVi with a 2-0 lead here. That could have been, but I think the extra time it took to check the A-bomb site, and then all the way running back to B, even a little bit of hesitation in there, and then taking time once you got, you at that point, you might as well just run full on. Save the UMP, just go as fast as you can, because time is what you need when you get there. Yeah, to fake it, to look for the corners, all that stuff.
Exactly, to check the spots that the Seized can be playing from. And just like on Inferno, another clutch goes NaVi's way. Edward Flamey just wrecking house on the A side and in mid. TyLoo, 2 players in mid as well to back them up, and they're just going to get run over. Somebody is now the last man alive, kind of hanging around, hoping to be able to get a kill back, and he will be able to get the drop on Edward. So nice kill there, actually. 5 bullets left in the Seized head as well, means that he can still take the fight. He's trying to click, trying to aim, but Guardian hits a headshot first, shuts him down. So NaVi, very nice anti-eco coming out from them. That's going to be excellent for their economy. And they do have money to drop an AWP for Guardian if they want. Guardian can swap that AK over. What is this, Guardian? Are you just going to stay on the Mac? There's no way you stay on the Mac 10, Guardian. There we go. The AWP gets picked up. I was about to say, that'd be, even for Guardian, that'd be a bit much.
Mo has his on the other side, and he has actually been winning a couple of these fights against Guardian, so if he could start doing it now, and I mean, right now, that'd be the kind of beginning that they're needing. He has no armor, and that grenade is devastating to him. The Molotov follow-up, and he has to get out of there. He's got 14 health left, and he has not even seen anyone in middle yet. That's got to be terrifying, but DD picking up the first shot there, and it's going to be a quick refrag as Zeus headshots the Taka Fancy in sight. He only gets the 1 spray down, and that is not enough. DD's quick on the rotation right now, but 3-on-3 for the retake, and Edward picking up a second kill. Guardian taking out Captain Mo, and now DD, what could he do? 1-on-3. They don't quite know where he is, and he's managed to sneak his way quite far in. But the extended spray, it took too long. If he could have got that kill instantly, maybe he could have got the flick, but instead it's Edward with the triple kill in the round, and both him and Flamey at 7-1 and 7-2 respectively. It's quite a good start for those 2 players.
Yeah, it's perfect. Edward, I mean, we've seen him kind of come into that carrier role again for NaVi as well. Guardian only sitting on the 2 kills, but I mean, he hasn't really had too many opportunities. I mean, this is all just NaVi kind of disrespecting TyLoo, saying, you know what, we'll be willing to take this risk and actually go for the lurk play through the smoke, sneak out as a group, and once 2 of us get through, at that point, we shouldn't have any trouble just overrunning the site. They managed to just find Attacker, then find Fancy, and each one of those turns into like just, you know, 2 rifles facing them. So there's nothing that TyLoo players can really do given the situation that they found themselves in. NaVi, I mean, they're just going to roll onto the A site. Now, again, right, they know that they're going to be ecoing on TyLoo's side, so they just go charging into B site, no fear at all whatsoever. And this is just NaVi, you know, basically doing work. And Zeus, you know, icing on top. Picks up a rifle for free, no worries there. So 5-0, and it's everything is going according to plan for NaVi. This is exactly what they wanted given the situation. They want to get on T side Mirage. They want to control the pace. They're the ones who want to dictate how the beginning of this game is going to go. It's up to TyLoo, who are maybe a little rattled after Inferno, to find themselves and step up and actually start putting up a fight against NaVi. Full buy for TyLoo now, though. So this is it. The 6th round, full nades for TyLoo. So what can they actually achieve here?
Oh, that smoke doesn't cover everything. Then no one's trying to crush just yet. And it might be that Fancy or Mo aren't even going to try and do it at any time. But if they do try and make that cross in towards Connector, and Guardian is going to be there. And just like on Inferno, you know, he's alone here. Imagine if someone peeks that corner, he misses the shot. But it seems like that kind of thought doesn't even enter his mind. He's just so tuned into what he's doing. And it was on Inferno as well. And as we said, he's been sitting the group stage out. Now he's here at the playoffs, and he really does seem hungrier than usual to go and get these kills. Now he's back with his team. Still more than a minute left here, and they could be setting up. They've got the mid control. They know there's no one underpass. They've got all the stuff they need right now for a good B execute.
All the pieces in place. They do have a quick rotate through ladder, perhaps. But that is attacker. He is in position to make the play. Somebody might be going for the shoulder peek, might be going for the jump peek rather onto the balcony. As DD gets that smoke down, and there we go. DD in position to actually catch them as they push through. He gets 2 kills. That's big. And now somebody below the truck, rather, is going to go pick up the first frag and the second.
Guardian right on top of him. Had been all along, but somehow just hadn't found the kill yet. And this is where the Guardian gets really dangerous. You got him trapped in a corner. There's really only one way out. He goes for that peek, takes out Mo. Oh my God, now it's down to Fancy. He's coming in from a really good angle. Might be difficult for Guardian to see that this is coming, but he's currently got the double kill, looking for the last. He's lined up there, and there it is. Straight clutches the round and makes it seem like it's so easy. That is a 1-on-3 for Guardian, and he just does it without hesitating.
Just outright dominating him. And that was Mo with the angle as well, prepared. Last one is just easy for Guardian. He's already got the angle on Fancy, so everything falling into place. Another clutch goes NaVi's way, and this is what's just going to completely tomb TyLoo in this match. 4 rifles picked up, forced buy from TyLoo. They realize that they have to try and stop the bleeding somehow, so it is going to be just this Hail Mary buy from them, hoping to be able to catch NaVi out. Perhaps NaVi might expect a quasi buy. They may not expect rifles.
What's this? Attacker just ran in behind them with a knife out. If he just turned around and looked into middle, he would have seen that they were right there. Flamey going to be going down, and now he tries for a little bit more. Edward there to follow up, and somebody picking up a kill on Seized. So not that bad of a start again, but we've already seen that's not enough. They need to do even more. Mo being given a bit of an opening there, and Zeus is going to be down. So now, again, a round that should be easy enough to follow through on. But with Edward and Guardian left, I hesitate to say that.
Yeah, right? Guardian, I mean, 1v3 last round. Now he's got a teammate to help him out as well. Minute left on this clock. And we'll see as the bomb gets rotated around, Guardian actually going to get into position, perhaps take it up at the Palace. He does have the nades. Is he going to try and create some space here for Edward to work with? Right now, they're in a correct situation. I mean, they have the correct setup here. Fancy holding back in CT to make sure that Edward can't get out of window. He just needs to be patient and trust in his call at this point.
And look at what Guardian is doing. He's setting up the smoke for Edward to go out, so he doesn't have to worry about middle. This is really good teamwork. Solid play coming out. Edward, if he makes the crossing on over, all he has to worry about the bomb site and not the connector here. And he is going to be able to make that cross without suffering anything. No loss of HP. Yeah, he should be going out. Smoke is still covering him, so that means he can help Guardian out onto the bomb site. Even though they are 2 men down, they're still playing this very nicely. And there's Edward opening up on one. Mo going to be going down. Guardian covering CT spawn, but DD's going to be there. Does take out Edward. The smoke just fading. And Guardian to go down. So nice idea for NaVi, but TyLoo going to be picking up their first round. It's better late than never, isn't it?
And the clock plays against Guardian in the end. It was really well played for NaVi. If they had an extra 10 to 15 seconds to play with, they might not have had to rush so much. But the fact that Guardian couldn't fake plant, he has to go for it. That just turns it TyLoo's way. So they are on the board now. 1 round for TyLoo. And this is just, I mean, the wind beneath their wings. This is where they get to take off, perhaps. Or does NaVi just completely shatter their dreams? Because if TyLoo lose this round, they did have 3 players survive, but they really don't have much bank to work with. So if NaVi wins this and puts them back on 1400, that's pretty much the end of the story here. As NaVi, once again, getting that mid control, going for the split, and somebody is going to pick out the kill on Seized. But they haven't committed anywhere, NaVi. They could go up short still, try and look for a punish here, or they could actually wrap through connector. So there are options. DD holding right on the other side of the smoke, goes charging through, but Edward was ready for him. And it's going to be Mo to pick up 1 and 2 kills. Attacker steps out, picks up another, and Attacker with the double kill on short. NaVi just walking into the blender this round. And Mo doing big work with that AWP, drawing attention to himself.
NaVi will have enough money to make a buy work, which is definitely a little bit worrying for TyLoo. This kind of start, they just need to continue at this point. They just need to keep going. They've got the double set up, and they've got 2 rounds on the board, and a little bit of a bank except for Attacker. The rest will have money for it. And Mo, again, not afraid to take this fight in middle. Not at all.
More of that from Mo, please, right? On Inferno, we saw him challenging in mid repeatedly. looking for those kills with the AWP. He's not afraid of Guardian and of taking these duels with him. And that's exactly the kind of play that you need from TyLoo at this point. They need to be confident. They need to be willing to play their game, not try and play for NaVi. Although C is getting that lurk in, and Guardian catches Mo trying to change position. Perfect 2 kills coming in for NaVi, just catching TyLoo off guard. And now Attacker, he's going to get sandwiched in from Connector. Spots out the first man, goes for the big spray onto C. He will get the kill eventually, but then the rest of NaVi, they come right around the corner, and he runs out of bullets. He nearly had Flamey there. Instead is DD with the AWP, hoping to get something done from short. But with 3 players alive for NaVi, they have the bomb, they have the site control. It's a long shot here for DD. He's got to pull a Guardian right now, 1v3.
Yeah, and with 20 health and an AWP, that I don't even see any reason to go for it here. Again, just because Attacker doesn't have money, but the rest will have, it's worth it to just run away. I mean, I say the rest will have, even DD and Fancy won't have that much, so they gotta be a bit worried here. I don't think they could necessarily even afford to save though, so I think they need to fight NaVi straight away here. But this is, I see what, I mean, that's not necessarily a bad attempt. He must have known they were gonna come look for him. Now that makes the force up a little bit more tricky, but they're gonna go for it either way here. 7-2 being the scoreline in favor of NaVi on the terrorist side of Mirage. And this is much worse than it was on Inferno. I am getting some flashbacks though, because what keeps happening here is they lose 1 or 2 people, then Attacker shows up, and I mean, this time he almost got a double kill, but it kept happening on Inferno as well. It's like Attacker gets put into play once the round is sort of almost lost, you know. What would happen if Attacker was the guy to actually get the first kills instead?
Exactly. And well, this time he gets spotted as well, so the element of surprise is gone for him. C's going to take advantage of that, finds DD. And that was on short. So once again, C's getting up into Connector. He's so effective, although Fancy is there to shut him down this time around. C's getting a little ahead of himself, trying to push through that smoke. He still gets work done for his team, and that incendiary nearly takes out Attacker. He's down to 27 HP. They're just spread out all over the place right now, but Mo has that AWP. He's got a line on Zeus as well in the Connector. Does he even know that he's there? It seems like he's got an inkling. He senses that something's not right. But the rest of NaVi, in the meantime, I mean, this is fine for Zeus. Zeus does not need to peek because he knows that the rest of his team are working their way through apartments. So he's looking to catch somebody out of position later on, but somebody catches out Zeus. Nice play for information there from somebody looking into mid. And now it's down to the 3 players here for NaVi to make their way out onto the B site. Attacker on short is going to be the first line of defense, along with the men rotating in through kitchen.
Well, the rotation is happening. Mo is quite far away, but there's no bomb plan yet. It should be happening soon. Flamey getting that kill and equalizing it into a 3-on-3. And Guardian towering up from the balcony and waiting for someone to peek into short here. He's covering so much of the entrance. Doesn't quite get that shot through, re-peeks it again. Mo's out there if he could win this first fight, but it's just not happening. Nobody's hitting each other. It's gonna have to be Flamey doing a bit of work. There's Mo picking up the kill, but now it's a 2-1-2. It should have happened much sooner. Fancy gonna be going down, and Mo, what could he do at this point? All they have to do is wait. If they don't show themselves, then he can't get the entry. He's gonna pick up 1 kill and has to run away. There's simply no time for this to work out.
I'm blown away that they keep peeking him that way. Like, yeah. Flamey stepping out in there. I mean, granted, Mo, he's so far away. There's so little time for him to make the play, to get in there and get the defuse, sure. But yeah, Flamey, he's just like, all right, I'll peek into an op that I know is holding this angle. That works fine. A little surprising to see Guardian missing so many shots versus Mo, though. Again,
well, both of them were just straight missing. Man, it's down to a 1-on-1, but it will be NaVi winning the round. And TyLoo, how do you get back from this? I just simply don't know. They saved the AWP, which is good fun. And NaVi looking for a very standard, very normal A execute here. And why not? They could guess that TyLoo won't be having money, even if they run into the AWP. Should be able to trade it pretty well. But they've chosen the exact right bomb side.
Yeah, NaVi's perfect call. Go for the smoke execute. If they got the rifles, it's going to be tough for him. Full nade damage going on to the Attacker there. Only 20 HP left on him without that Kevlar. It's just rough. Shrapnel, it hurts. Well, he will get the headshot there. Nice shot from him with the USB, but then Mo gets caught out with that AWP, so he won't even be able to save that for the next round. Zeus watching his teammates back. Edward doesn't even have to look up. Maybe he's like a dog. Can he look up? You know, can dogs look up, Anders?
Mine can't.
Isn't that like a myth, right? You know, it's like dogs can't look up. All right, jumping shot from Zeus, just the icing on the top.
Why not? I mean, mine is a pug, so she has trouble either way, you know.
but she's so adorable, right? So it makes up for it, right? You know, like she's a little physically impaired, but then she's so cute.
Exactly, that's what we're going for. 9-2 being the scoreline here, and things are just getting worse and worse. This is the rolling that I was scared about on Inferno, which I don't think happened. I think TyLoo put up a really good fight on that map, but this is a little bit different. Guardian, he's set up for it. You got to be careful if you want to make that jump, but Flamey over at the other side of the map just absolutely wrecking that A-bomb site. Seized, gonna win the fight in the middle against Mo. And see, this is the breakdown that I don't think happened necessarily on Inferno, but it seems to be happening right now for TyLoo, where there is just no coordination, no chance for a refrag, nobody seems to be playing with each other, and NaVi are just taking all the fights right here. So this is sort of team meltdown that can definitely happen at any level, but it seems to have sort of hit TyLoo now, and that's obviously not the right time for it, you know. This is where you'd want to be doubling down and sort of showing what you have right at the end here.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's a lack of experience that's showing, basically. I mean, granted, they are going up against the top 3 team in the world as the massive underdog, basically the last seed in this tournament, TyLoo.
Yeah.
So the fact that they've made it onto this stage, an achievement in itself, but now we're seeing, you know, this massive gap in skill, basically, between both of these teams.
Well, I mean, you know, it's just hard for any human being to try and sort of, you know, you lose one map, but then you start off this way, you know. It was looking like it was going to be so good, but then you just get crushed, and eventually you can't keep telling yourself and your teammates that it's going to be all right, that you'll find a way back into it. Those words are going to ring out so hollow after a while. You also notice they haven't taken a tactical timeout here, in spite of the fact that it's already like way overdue. No real point in taking a tactical. I mean, they might do it, but no point in doing it in the 14th or 15th round. I think that alone is a sign that they mentally feel like this is gone, you know.
A bit too far.
Yeah.
Even though in this game, I mean, that's the thing, man. CS is just, you're never over. It's never over as long as you got rounds on the board. Fnatic, Nip, I mean, they've all done it in the past. Granted, Nip was a long time ago, but I mean, 11-2. Double AWP is going to be the call here, however, for TyLoo, now that they have the money on the board. Fancy, he's got one op, and Mo's taking up position in connector, looking up to top mid. There's going to be a man waiting for him, though, and he's going to get caught out by Edward in the end, just not able to react in time. DD holding close, is about to get dropped on. Big shots coming out from him, though. He takes out Flamey, but then, of course, NaVi is so good with the refrag. Zeus is there to trade the kill, and now NaVi, they have control of the A site. Bomb, as usual, is all the way back in T-spawn. So this just means that NaVi, they can go out and hunt for kills if they want, but eventually they're going to have to send somebody back there to pick up that bomb and get this bomb plant down.
And again, you gotta wonder, as Guardian takes out Fancy, somebody is left alone. Actually making a lot of noise here. Might be running right into Seized. Is he gonna check this corner? Oh, almost, but not. Oh, he stabs him, Seized! You heartless creature. That's gonna be NaVi up to 12-2. That is just pure humiliation. But Semler, riddle me this. When Mo is in the middle looking into Underpass, right? Who's there to back him up? Nobody. There's not a single person nearby. DD's in the ninja corner over at A. Who's that? There's nobody there. No one can refrag. No one can back them up. There's no plan for TyLoo in that defense. The plan is, let's hope one of these guys gets a triple kill.
Yeah, it's something that we see Guardian do every now and again on his CT side. But I mean, Guardian is like in and out, like very quick with it. You know, Mo's obviously trying to force it. He's feeling the pressure. He feels like he has to make the play, and so he sticks around. There's the difference. And Guardian shows up on short, takes out somebody from the balcony. So it's an open line now onto this B site as Flamey will hit the shot with the AWP onto DD. So back into a 3-on-3 now for NaVi. Fancy gives away his position, and now Flamey can hunt him down with this AWP if he wants. Just chilling. It's going to turn into the waiting game as the rotation comes in, because Guardian, he's already moved up short, so he can actually look for the flank onto Fancy. And that's exactly what he's doing at this point.
Look at this.
Yeah.
It's like a game of chess. It's like the two towers with the AWPs just sort of, they're just circling him in right now. He actually had nowhere to move. I think now we were just playing a bit of chess there with TyLoo. That's incredible. Mo is going to be going down. Edward with that final frag and a 13-2 scoreline. NaVi sending a message to the world saying this is definitely going to be another semi-final for us, and probably maybe even more than that.
Thinking they're looking a little amused right now, TyLoo. Like, yep. Right. So now we get to go on the T side.
they might be thinking, we were wondering when this was going to happen in the tournament, you know? So they said they showed up hoping they could get out of the group stage. Not only did they do that, but they defeated Team Liquid, they defeated Luminosity to do it. Major championship winners, which is in itself is a completely mind-blowing. And we said, and I think it's true, has to be a top 3 upset of all time on LAN. So to do that itself, you know, everything else has to be just sort of a, you know, cherry on top from that point out, just keep going. But they even, I think, showed a lot on Inferno. I think it's quite a cool game. Real shame they couldn't pull it through. On this map, though, NaVi, they are some of the best, if not maybe the best team in the world at playing Inferno, or sorry, Mirage. So what could you do?
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you don't win the pistol round. I think that's the big thing. You know, it's just you don't win the pistol, and Mirage is ruthless in that way because it's similar to Inferno. You really need to have like all of your gear on the CT side to get those lockdowns into effect. You need that AWP for Mo, and you need him to have all the nades to back him up. And the fact that they don't win that pistol, they don't get that strong start. And well, this is what's possible. NaVi start the second half with 13 rounds on their CT side already. TyLoo with 2. TyLoo, they are going for a bit of a mix play. They go for the raid boss on DD, so he's got the Tech 9 and Kevlar. But then the rest have nades and some Kevlar on somebody and attacker, so we have to see where they decide to go through here. So it does look like right now, at least, they're waiting to see if there's going to be any aggression out of NaVi. NaVi sometimes do go for the push up to top mid just to see if they can catch somebody out. So TyLoo, they have 2 players there ready and waiting, and that's DD with the Tech 9, so it'd be a rude surprise, but NaVi are content to sit and wait at this point.
2 smoke grenades on TyLoo. Probably one of them is going to be put up to get out onto the balcony where Seized is holding, just to move him. The next one could be in window, or it could be down towards Catwalk. It depends a bit on how far they want to go. They've used one of them there, goes up immediately. Seized, can't really do much here. Edward, get a clear shot still, and Seized, have they checked this smoke yet? They might not have. No one's died. Guardian's low on health. Seized comes barreling out. He gets
oh my god.
What? He actually hits that shot, an attacker. He just blindly turns around. Seems almost unfair. DD trying to see if he can make up for it here. 3 on 3 as there is a kill coming through from Mo, but the bomb has only just gone down. They need more time, TyLoo. Time they may not have. Mo picking up another shot. Zeus and Edward are going to be left here. Still a 1-on-2. And somebody, he hasn't heard anyone trying to defuse the bomb yet. They're going to go and peek him at the same time. He is very low on health, but so are they. And he's got the Glock close range. He's going to end up going down. Zeus with the frag. Triple kill for him. And NaVi making it to 14-2. But a shot from Seized. Look at that smile.
Look at him. He's just like, hey, man. Hey,
Look at that smile.
I just wrecked their dreams. That's what you kind of just have to throw your hands up in the air and say, well, what can you hope to do? This is just ridiculous. Turns around, 2 clicks. Takes a bullet to the face, but he takes attacker with him, and attacker as well. One of the key players for TyLoo, so attacker not able to be in there, not able to put up a fight versus the retake. And while NaVi now, they have the rifles, they have everything that they need to completely annihilate TyLoo in this second map and get into that semifinals. It just seems like fated. It's meant to be for NaVi at this point. They're heartless, they're ruthless. They've got not a shred of mercy.
Yeah, they were even knifing in the first half just to send a message, you know. But this time it's going the other way. TyLoo opening up strong, and well, another kill happening for Mo. They definitely know how to play this game.
There we go.
3rd kill for him in the round. 3 and 14. That's going to reset NaVi's economy quite a bit now. So no, this is the worst part for any caster, because now we have to sort of bite our time and wait and see how long they could push it back. I mean, even if they brought it back to 14-12, we would still have our doubts and our reservations about whether or not they could realistically actually do it. Obviously, we're giving them the benefit of the doubt here, but this would be a historic comeback.
This is really interesting. Edward, he's going to be able to peek out underpass. Not sure if they realize that he's here, though, but he will get the peek onto Fancy. First kill for Edward. But attackers there shut him down with that AK. And now the defense consolidating. Although there is a push coming in, that Zeus working his way back into T-spawn. He might be able to spot out somebody, but somebody is waiting for it. He's ready and waiting. It's a hard shot for Zeus to hit, and somebody with the AK. That range advantage going to put it to use. So good work there. As far as being thorough for TyLoo, making sure that they're covering their flanks, they're taking their time, they're making good use of the clock. They aren't feeling like they have to rush things and try and group up together. Instead, the setup works for TyLoo in the end. It accomplishes what they want it to. Well, Guardian, he's got the dig, so I mean, he's pretty good at wrecking plans. So we'll see if he can find a kill, but Mo just lurks right on top of him.
Yeah, flaming the bomb site with the scout. I mean, it's definitely a good enough weapon to use from the CT spawn here. But, oh, yeah, it's just shot on DD. Not the best start necessarily for the Chinese, but it'll be Mo to follow it up here. And Seized, he does pick up 1 kill, but still a 1-on-2 left. I don't see an easy way for him to break into this round. Close range is good enough, but Mo picking up another triple kill and currently pushing himself up to 14 kills. 13 on somebody, and then on the other team is Flamey and Edward topping the board, but nobody from NaVi is really lacking on the scoreboard here. They're all doing very well.
Yeah, and Guardian doesn't exactly look very concerned either. He's kind of just like grinning to himself. How many frags do I have? How much money do I have? Okay, I'll be able to buy the op next round, no problem. Then the show comes to an end, perhaps, for TyLoo. NaVi, interesting decision from them, going for the gamble, just full stack on this B site. It's the correct call as well, because TyLoo are going for the rush, so we'll see if it actually works. Superiority and firepower, though, that will make the difference. Mac-10 will run out of ammo eventually, and Edward just wrecking house. 2 kills for him up on the box. So the element of surprise working out, but in the end, TyLoo, they just have too many bodies and too many guns. They managed to extinguish that fire, and it's a 5th round basically picked up here for TyLoo. 14 for NaVi still, and now NaVi, they have the money for AWP.
Only 1 HE grenade picked up in the last round for NaVi.
Yeah.
Sort of desperately wish they would have gone for like a quad stack of nades. That would have been hilarious, but
Ridiculous.
Doesn't quite happen this time. 14-5 as we go into the 20th round of the second half here. Second map as well. DreamHack Masters, it's the first quarterfinals of the day. We have another 3 after this one. It'll be a very long day of Counter-Strike. It will be well worth it to stick around. Some fantastic games are coming up. Going to be a bit of a counter grenade coming out into the apartments. Somebody opening up with a frag on Flamey. That's a good start. Sushin Sandwich, he's only able to trade the 1 kill. Can't get the rest in. Bomb being planted right in front of Guardian. He shoots right on top of his head. He can't actually get the angle here, but it doesn't matter. DD's going to go down to Edward. The bomb has been planted. A grenade to dunk Attacker. Fancy the only one with any real health left here, and the bomb is out in the open, and somebody's making a long rotation around. Can Fancy even buy enough time? They're in the smoke. Sees this on it right now, and defusing inside. Can they stop him? They need to get... He doesn't have a kit. He's doing the full defuse inside the smoke. Somebody spraying through. He gets the shot on Seized, and now it's a 1-on-2. He tries to jump down. He actually loses 1 health in doing so, but he goes down. Flamey gonna find that shot, and it will, I think, be just enough time for the defuse here. NaVi gonna make it to match and map point here.
And for a second there, I thought that TyLoo, they'd be able to use the European trick and make it work on Mirage. The long rotate through T-spawn, you have to have faith in your teammates that they're going to be able to keep those CT players off that bomb long enough for you to get into position. And he actually manages to pull it off and make it close. Still, the man advantage for NaVi made all the difference in the end as well. Having that extra man just allows for the defuse to follow through. And then NaVi, now they get to power forward, although TyLoo, they do have a very respectable buy coming into this round. And a nice deep nade onto mid is actually going to catch out Flamey. So a lot of damage taken by him to start things off here, but looks like TyLoo, they're willing to change it up. They went for an A stack, or well, an A smoke executed in the last round. Now it seems like they just want to go crashing into B, but the incendiary is going to mess them up, and the HE follow-up as well, doing a little bit of damage.
Man, if Mo hadn't unscoped, then I think that would have been the end of Seized, making the jump down here. Goes for it again, and the 3rd time, it's just a little bit too much.
Especially because he's jumping straight up and down, right?
Yeah.
So that's just such an easy shot to hit for any opera out there, even though TyLoo only, I mean, you know, Mo only lives with like 6 HP.
It's because Seized had the scout on the other side, right? So he wanted to get the kill himself and trying to make that work. A little bit more tricky for you if you're strafe jumping. We'll see. Double peek into apartments as a response to losing a player. It's not too bad of a choice for NaVi. Just, you know, make up for the lack of manpower by having a bit more information about what the terrorist side is doing. And definitely makes strategical sense. Zeus is left up there while Edward's still in shadow waiting. If he keeps going, he's going to be able to see that there's, well, by the time he gets there, probably nobody in T-spawn, so should be able to put Edward on a rotation. TyLoo are making their way towards that B bomb site. Guardian already here with the AWP, and that might just very well be bad news. There's only 20 seconds here. They really can't afford to lose time to finding him. Grenades raining in. He lines them up and gets the first shot through, looking for a bit more. That's the bomb down on Attacker. Guardian, he has no mercy at all. He gets that flick. Oh my God. Takes down DD. And now it's a 2 versus 3. They got 5 seconds, 4 seconds. They can't get the bomb down. Here it goes. Guardian knocking TyLoo out with an ace at the end. What a way to finish. 16-5. The monster is back.
I don't even know what to say to that.
That just sums it up so nicely. Ace to finish the round, ace to finish the map, ace to finish the series, and it's on Guardian to boot. You guys can see he's got that tape on his arm, so you can wonder, you know, should he be playing right now? Is the injury still hanging in there? But he says that he feels good, and clearly he looked good in that series.
Is it tape, or have they you know, surgically planted like a cybernetic hand on him?
Need to like wand his hand now just to see if there's anything under the tape. Is that what you're saying?
Is he still fully human, or is this actually something else?
It's the beginning.
What a ridiculous way to end the match. Single-handedly taking out TyLoo. You gotta give a massive amount of respect to the Chinese team, though. Defeating the former major championship winners on LAN and making their way to the playoffs of a tournament this big. Absolutely incredible performance for them. And Inferno was an interesting game. This is where NaVi sort of shown exactly what they've come to Sweden for.
Exactly, and that's to win. But it looks like we have an interview ready on the main stage. It's with the madman himself. Smix, it's all on you.
Thank you very much, Semler. Guardian, you said you were feeling in good form, but by the end there, you're just bragging with that ace.
Well, it felt good. Like, this wasn't my first hour since CS, since MLG, so it felt super good, and I'm happy. I'm confident again.
Wait, so you're saying that you have not practiced at all before? This was your first time?
Yeah.
Okay then, fair enough. That is Guardian for you guys. Jesus Christ. Now, let's talk about both of those maps. You guys just felt so confident throughout both maps. Even on the first map, on Inferno, when TyLoo won both pistols, it felt like you guys were controlling the pace of the game the whole time.
Well, first map was quite, I would say, close, because we won some key rounds. And I have to say they are playing very, very good. And they won 2 pistol rounds, so that's a lot in a game. So I was quite surprised how did we do in the first map, but respect to them. It's a very good showing, and hopefully they will improve much more.
All right, yeah, definitely commiserations to TyLoo. But speaking of NaVi in general, back in the day, there was a time period where everyone said, you know, Guardian is carrying NaVi, but it seems that now that is not the case anymore. Even when you're not at the top of the scoreboard, you have your teammates that are stepping up. So overall, I have to imagine that gives you a lot of confidence moving forward in this tournament.
Yeah, I would say so. Before we were like, more about me, yeah, that was true, but now everybody's putting a lot of hours and effort to the game, so it seems different, and we are not arguing with each other. If someone dies, then he dies, and we try to win the round. But yeah, before we were arguing a lot, and now we are not, so that's the change for us.
All right, now you are down to the semifinals. Moving forward, you may play either Godsent or you'll be playing Dignitas. Is that correct?
No, I think Dignitas Envious.
That's correct, Dignitas Envious. Now, with that matchup, is there a team that you're preferring to play? I know that, especially with Dignitas, you guys have been undefeated against them this whole year.
Well, Dignitas is pretty hard opponent to play, I would say, because it's some kind of team that you cannot expect something, and they're playing pretty good. And Envious it's a comfortable opponent for us. So, well, I would like to play Envious again.
Ooh, you think that'll be a better series?
Yeah.
All right then. Well, NaVi, I mean, congratulations again, first of all, an impressive performance from you, especially considering you just recovered from your wrist injury. So congratulations again. They will be moving on to the semifinals, and unfortunately for TyLoo, their fairy tale story ends here.
Indeed it does. Thanks very much, Smix. And Guardian, his first game of CS off the back of the major, turns up in a big way. Little cherry on top with the ace, and that, my friends, is NaVi picking it up. Of course, the Des did see that going that way, but we did see some signs of life from TyLoo. Inferno is what we're going to start to address first of all, of course, and I think we can safely say that there's a lot of signs of life and a lot of good, positive vibes from TyLoo in the future.
In as much as, I mean, they won pistol rounds, that certainly helped them. They could get entries, they could get into sites, they could get bombs planted. Problem is, as much as that's a positive sign, it then highlighted all the negatives, which is they can't close rounds, they've just got beaten down by NaVi, they had a lot of difficulty containing that NaVi T side, so A bit of both. There was some positives, but there was also some glaring deficiencies which NaVi exposed.
Those are the things that you can't really prepare for coming into an event, though. Those situationals, how different they're going to be, like how you're going to communicate and how you have to react to your opponents. I mean, you could see coming into this, they could start rounds out very, very well. They struggle to close them. And that's where things never quite go the way that you can prepare them in a demo or in a VOD. You can't always determine exactly what's going to be happening. But yeah, the pistol round plan, that first pistol round on Inferno was beautiful. They baited NaVi right into that B hit, and it worked out just perfectly for him. But things like that throughout the Inferno match made him look good early on. But just, yeah, coming down to the stretch, that's things they're going to have to learn just by experience.
And I think we can all get hung up on Mirage as well. It does feel like, you know, Inferno and Mirage were two very different experiences for TyLoo. A lot of us kind of believing Inferno could have actually been competitive. Mirage was a different story.
Definitely, and as I said in the pre-game segment, that for TyLoo to make another upset, it always has to be a combination of them playing really well and NaVi underperforming. Neither of those things happen, and you could just see why NaVi is one of the best teams in the world. They're really good at what they do, at their style of play, and also when it comes actually to those clutch rounds, after play situations, and so on. You know, there were a number of rounds, especially on Inferno, where you could say, oh, TyLoo's coming back, they're going to win the round, and just nope. Either Flamey gets a couple of crazy kills or seized and so on, and it just is. It was pretty hard to watch.
And now Zeus, NaVi in general, because I was about to talk about tactics, which is why Zeus is in my mind, but in generally, NaVi have always been never been criticized, never been hailed as, the strong individuals. That's always been something that's been given to other teams. It's been more of their team play and stuff, but more and more recently, we've been seeing from NaVi that these individuals are really delivering